Hey everybody, Brian Foote here, reminding you to like and subscribe and be ready because I'll be offering courses coming soon on the only value investing course you'll ever need. So watch this space because we'll be launching very soon. I want to talk to you about Berkshire Hathaway's annual meeting. This is the second in a series. I'll keep going through the many things I learned over the 6 hours or so that I spent listening to Warren Buffett on Saturday. One crucial thing he said is that if you know how business works, you are an investment manager. This was stated in reference to Greg Abel, who will be one of the vice chairmen running Berkshire Hathaway into the future. Hopefully many years ahead with Warren Buffett, but Greg, along with Ajit Jain, will be running Berkshire Hathaway from a non-insurance standpoint for Greg, and for Ajit it will be the insurance operations. What did he mean by that? If you know how business works, you are an investment manager. Well, investing, as I've said before and as I've learned from Warren Buffett, is not about buying a piece of paper on the exchange or buying something to trade, but really analyzing and understanding that you're buying a fractional interest in a business. If you're buying a fractional interest in a business, your perspective changes, right? You need to understand how management works, how they allocate capital, something that Buffett talked about constantly during the meeting. Capital allocation is extraordinarily important. A terrible business, he said, with good management is still going to be a terrible business over time. He brought up the great manager, the great entrepreneur, Tom Murphy, from Capital Cities. He built what ultimately became ABC and ultimately what was sold to Disney at a massive multiple. He compounded at a very high rate. And Buffett has called Tom Murphy one of the best managers ever. He reiterated this at the annual meeting. Buffett bought a failed textile mill that was known and continues to be known as Berkshire Hathaway. He mentioned on Saturday that he really liked the CEO, Ken Chase. He said if Ken had been a jerk, Ken being the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, the textile mill, if he'd been a jerk, Warren would have quit the business much earlier. If Tom Murphy were running that failed textile mill, even with Tom Murphy's magic, he wouldn't have been able to be successful. So as a stock picker, you're allocating your own capital to businesses that, if they're terrible, but even if they have good management, you might do well in the market briefly, but you want to have great businesses. Murphy's idea was buy the right business. And so that's your job as a stock picker, is to find the right businesses. Murphy stuck with the knitting. He ultimately rolled up businesses that were all very, very similar. It was broadcast and media. He never really deviated from those things, and he built something that was a juggernaut. What Buffett said and continued to reiterate is, watch the quality of the business. As an investor in stocks, you're an investor in businesses, and look at, by definition, the quality of management, which you can really assess through various methods that we're talking about. Not only was Tom Murphy, Buffett's great hero for managing businesses, but he was also what they said, a hell of a guy. And those are qualities that you should be looking for in management. It's qualitative. By definition, qualities are qualitative, but you could see some quantification of it in the way that they allocate capital as well. But big ideas as always, from Warren Buffett.